Welcome to the Ask a Poll UAP podcast. I'm your host, Matt Laslo, based here in Washington, where I hound the nation's lawmakers on your behalf. Thank you so much to all our subscribers, and hey, make sure and give us a like, if you like us, that is. And if you haven't yet, please consider a paid subscription to help this scrappy startup continue changing Washington one interview at a time. And now, here's our latest Ask a Poll exclusive from your U.S. Capitol. I haven't seen you since after you had your Langley briefing with Warner.
Yes.
But I talked to Warner, and he wasn't happy with it.
It just is still, that we're a year out. And, I think we had this sense of, if we're a year out, you should know more than you know. Or maybe you know stuff that you haven't shared with us. It wasn't the latter. It was more the former. The ability to have information about the origin. They still really don't have any good information. And, the point that I have made publicly is, it's one thing if there's a drone swarm one day, and by the time you're, okay, we're trying to figure out where it is and you can't find it. But when it's 17 days in a row, couldn't you follow it? Couldn't you do something in that 70-day period to determine the origin? And so I'm not happy with the answers. And also I think there's a little bit of a left-hand, right-hand issue where different agencies are responsible for different pieces of this, and they kind of point at somebody else. The FBI, it's domestic law enforcement. No, it should be the military because it was a military base. Or it should be the FAA because they're the ones that control airspace. So I think I think we have to be more coordinated.
And now some of your colleagues say, a lot of these are just off the shelf, blah blah blah. But some of the reports are that these were 16 or even 20 foot.
Yeah, they're even if they were quote off the shelf, if they're off the shelf, there are also methods to bring down the ones that are off the shelf that weren't successful with these.
Yeah.
So that tells you, they can't tell us that much about them, but if they were off the shelf, they were off the shelf and modified in such a way that some of the traditional methods we would use to disable them were not successful.
And now where do you see this going? Because it doesn't seem like the Virginia delegation or the Jersey delegation is going to let up.
No. It's, look, as soon as you get one NDAA done, you're starting to work on the next one.
Yeah.
And so you'll see a heavy focus on this within the NDAA, but it is a multi-committee thing because, to the extent FAA is involved, that would be in Commerce. To the extent Homeland Security is involved, that's in HSGA. So we will need to have some discussions across the jurisdictions and committees to make sure that there's the effective coordination that we need.
And now, are you unsettled that they don't know what it is?
I am.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. I'm very, very. We should know more than we know a year later, given the extent of this thing.
Yeah, I'll be watching. Appreciate you. Thanks for listening to Ask a Poll, your conduit to Congress. I'm Matt Laslo, offering a hearty thank you to all our supporters out there. Keep feeding us your questions, and we'll keep holding your politicians accountable to you. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe at askapoll.com. We can't do our independent journalism without your support, fam. Cheers.